So, what I was talking about, it was this, the ileum and absorption. So remember we said that there are three kinds of small intestines. So we had looked at the duodenum, the jejunum. Now we want to look at the ileum. So the ileum is the one which deals with the absorption. So ileum carries out absorption of digestive end products. Okay, what are the end products that we are talking about? We are talking about glucose. We are talking about amino acid. We're talking about amino acid, as well as fatty acids and glycerol. These are the ones we are talking about. So the ileum carries out absorption of digestive end products and is adapted for this function in the following ways. Number one, the ileum is very long, thereby providing a large surface area for absorption. It is very long. Okay, it has a thin epithelium for more efficient of diffusion of food. The walls supposed to be thin so that a lot of food the end products can diffuse easily. Is that okay? Okay, so let me just remove this part here. It has finger-like projections called villi, singular villus, and microvilli, which further increase the surface area for absorption. So you can just say it has a finger-like projection, or even just say it has a villi that increases the surface area for absorption. The villi, it is the same discal structure here. That's what we call a villi. Okay, that's what we call a villi. This guy here, we call it a villi. It is found in the small intestines known as the ileum. So now, each villus has a network of capillaries. It has a network of capillaries. These are blood capillaries. These are blood capillaries. These ones. Okay. So now, each villus has a network of blood capillaries, or it has blood capillaries for absorption and transportation of monosaccharides and amino acids. So in short, you can just say each villus has a network of capillaries for absorption and transportation of, here if you like, you can just say glucose, okay, and amino acids. Okay, so then the other one is each villus has a lacteal which absorbs and transports fat acids and glycerol. This is where now it becomes more interesting and very, very important. Now look at this. So this is what we call a villus. We say the villus is singular, villi plural. So now the villus has this epithelium, the outer part here, this outer part here, the one that I'm drawing, this outer part here. Okay, that's what we call the epithelium. And it's supposed to be thin for efficient diffusion of food. Now that's that. So now we have these tumor parts, the one that they did not label them, but we are going to talk about them. These inside of that we call them goblet cells. Okay, so they produce mucus. Okay, so produce mucus. So now, so we are saying the outside one is the epithelium, then inside here they even put some tumor dots here inside there. That is to mean that those are goblet cells, and these goblet cells, they produce what? Mucus. Then we also have this part here, this is, which is the blood capillary, the white part here, here where I'm pointing inside. the white part there. So its function is the one that it's the one that transports glucose and the amino acid. Please always remember that. Then this is the part here which is inside here. This guy here, this guy is the one we call a lactio. So this one is the one which transports fatty acids and the glycerol. Okay, so it's the one that absorbs and transports. This is where it's more interesting now. Blood capillaries absorbs and transports amino acid and glucose. Then lactio absorbs and transports fatty acids and the glycerol. And so that's about so that's what we are saying. So in the lactio there will be absorption and transportation of fatty acids and glycerol. Then in the blood capillary there will be transportation of glucose and the amino acid. Okay, so therefore now if this is the lactio, as it develops, it will now branch into what we call the lymphatic vessel, which now transports the fatty acids and glycerol into the lymph. Okay, so then these ones, the one that are blood capillaries, the other one would develop into becoming the arterial, which will join into becoming an artery, and this is the venous, which will join to become veins. So that's about that. So okay, so now after these end products of digestion have been absorbed, okay, from the ileum into the blood capillaries and also into the lactio, the way it will move now is like this. These end products of digestion will now go to the liver. Okay, they will go to the liver. So we are going to say that after absorption, we are here now. After absorption, the digestive end products are transported in the blood to the liver by the hepatic portal vein. So now this point is very, very important, because this usually comes from multiple choice to say name the vein that is rich in glucose, amino acid after having a heavy meal. So it is hepatic portal vein, because the moment the glucose and amino acid are being transported by blood, remember that glucose and amino acids are transported by blood, right? So from there they'll be transported by hepatic portal vein to the liver. Okay, so now the food is then assimilated. The word assimilation means use. Okay, so now we are going to talk much about glucose. That's the one we will talk much for now. So we'll say glucose is mainly used as a substrate for tissue respiration. Okay, we use glucose to form energy for tissue respiration. So if it is in excess, the excess glucose is converted to glycogen, which is stored in the muscle and the liver. Okay, however, the human body stores limited amounts of glycogen, that is about 400 grams, 300 grams in the muscles and 100 grams in the in the liver. Okay, if there is still some excess glucose, it is converted to fats and stored in the adipose tissue under the skin and around the delicate body organs such as the brain, heart, liver, kidney, and the intestines. Okay, these processes are influenced by a hormone called insulin, which is secreted by the pancreas. This information is very, very important. So what we are simply saying is that, let's say this is hepatic portal vein coming from the ileum. Okay, let me just try to draw something like this. This is the ileum, then this is the hepatic portal vein going to the what? To the liver. Okay, so when we know that the ones that are transported in here, we have glucose and amino acid. So when they reach in here, you'll find that when glucose goes in there, one, it will be converted to glycogen and stored where? In the muscles and the liver. Remember that the glycogen storage is supposed to be 400 grams, 300 in the muscles, 100 in the liver. Now, not all excess glucose will be converted to glycogen. Some of it will be converted to fats. And it will even interest you to say that fats has more carbohydrates, has more starch or more energy compared to the carbohydrates themselves. Okay, so then if it is converted to fats, it is going to be stored in the adipose layer, the region beneath the skin altogether, and also into the delicate body organs, which is the brain, heart, liver, kidney, and the intestines. Okay, so remember that whenever the sugar levels are high, pancreas will produce a hormone called insulin that will convert excess glucose to what? To glycogen altogether. So that's what we are talking about. So then for now, that's where we'll end here. Then the next time we'll meet to talk about the assimilation of amino acids.